Okay, so here we go. Let's see if this is gonna work, as I do every week. Let's refresh this. Okay, refresh. It's upside down, no. Hello everyone, how are you? And there we go. So we're gonna start the stream with this. So you guys wanted a logo for the park, and one of you were so kind enough to actually make me one. This is from Michael Wells. He emailed me, and this thing turned out pretty amazing in my opinion. So this is going to be the logo going forward for Alpine Odyssey. And yeah, I hope you guys like it. Hello everyone. I know it looks very official. So it's pretty cool. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. So it looks really good in the game too. In fact, I was thinking about just testing this real quick. Anyways, hello, Weird Brick. Hello, let's see. Oh, wow, so many names popping up. Ben steals memes. Hey, you know, you steal memes, that's cool. Crimson, Onin. Plan for the stream, to stream until things get done. That's basically, the plan. Let's see what it looks like on this side of the truck a bit. Look at that! That looks cool. We can put it on the side of our truck. So it looks like they're getting supplies over into the areas and things. I guess we can technically also use it for basically so many different things. So again, if Micah is here, thank you so much for making it. I don't know if you have a different YouTube name or not, but it's pretty cool to see that, and it loads from pretty far away, which is kind of nice. You can really see the detail on that. I couldn't make this at all, even if I tried. I am terrible at graphic design. I'm more of a traditional artist when it comes to that. But doing all this clean graphic work is not my thing. Okay, so how's everyone doing on this wonderful Sunday? We are here in Planet Coaster as always, trying to I guess we're gonna be focusing on finishing this square here, and then this week we'll try and finish the train station. And then if we have time, we might start the station for the coaster as well. Because they kind of interact with each other. At least in my head they will. But we'll see how things work out when they are building. This is currently for people who are just joining the channel / stream. This is Alpine Odyssey. This is me long-term kind of build project here in Planet Coaster. It's a great game. If you guys don't have it, you should check it out. Ashton Production, I believe I saw you before. I'm terrible with names, so I can't remember everyone. Hello, Sonic325, welcome back. As always. So let's pause the game for a moment. I'm gonna turn up my soundtrack here a little bit. Just so you guys might have a little bit of background noise going on. Thank you, Brennan Losley. Lose? I think I added an extra L in there. Thank you, Annie Marie. What about making something Game of Thrones themed as Season 7 airs today? That would be super relevant, and I'm sure would be good for views on the channel, but I try not to use too many things like that. Do I make money at all from YouTube? Nothing really to write home about. Like, my real-time job is definitely 99.99% of my income. Thank you, ThemV. I'm glad I can inspire you. This is kind of the plan for the channel. The plan for today is to, well, I need to finish these. For those who couldn't or weren't able to guess what this kind of backdrop for the Tri-Storm was, this is, I think, Roderick Castle. Let's see here. It is... What's it called? I think this is it. I can never remember the name of that thing. Nah, I don't know. I'll find it later. Takes me a little bit to do that. Good morning, I burnt my toast. Yeah, Fredericksburg. That one. Yeah, that's the one. Thank you. I was struggling there. Hello, Mr. Potato. Welcome back. Anyways, we're going to work on these little platforms initially, so we're probably just going to get started on that. Let's see about what we can do here. Now, I was thinking about just doing some wooden terraces. I could make a wall here of some kind with a little bit of a fake roof, just so it looks like these wings kind of connect a little bit more. I could do a more pillar up front kind of thing, and then cover just this section with roof. Can you put the queue on that balcony? This balcony up here? Yes, so the queue, I want to have to go through this building here, up through here, across here, so you can have a moment of seeing everything. And then through this building, and then over here and down. So it's, yeah. I think that's a good plan for the queue. Though I might end up removing this door so that there might be an open section here so people can see out. I'm not quite sure. There's quite a bit of height difference here, so there's not much room for me to work the paths because I can't make paths smaller than, you know, a certain size. I think 4 meters long. How many FPS do I have right now? I believe in this section, if I'm looking at this, I have about 40 FPS right now. And then if I look off into everything, it'd probably be about 35 FPS. So I don't expect it to get much lower than maybe 20 by the end, at least on my machine. I do have a little bit of a beast of a rig, so it was Fredericksburg Castle. I believe it's in Denmark. That was the inspiration for this thing. What do you need? PSA Crafter 0? I don't know what you're talking about. I use OBS Studio to stream, yes. I use something else to record though. So let's get rid of this for now. Gonna open up this wall a little bit. Rough. Could I make a dark raid? Eventually. That would be a cool thing to have, probably. I wouldn't mind making a better Dragon Blood Manor, to be honest. What do I think will be my first coaster? Probably a wooden coaster. It'll be over here. Maybe you could optimize it so it can run on your potato PC. I would love to, but the time investment in that alone would be pretty huge. So, sadly, you're gonna have to deal with my poorly thought out and planned ideas. So, favorite piece in Alpine Odyssey tile sets? So I'm not gonna include this building, because it's not really part of the Alpine tile set, really. This is more, I guess, late 1700s. But right now, it's technically the spire. But in this tile set as a whole, to be honest, I think this little topper here. This was a fun little dome to make, and I just like the way the tiles turned out. The scaling on it looks really good and clean. So I'm pretty happy with just that top right there. And let's see, over here, I think this is the only spot it's used currently in the park. Will I be using the new wooden roller coaster? Probably not. That's the painted one, right? Here, let's see. Wooden. It's the Tornado, I believe. Spawn this in. Let's just see what this kind of looks like. I think it's this one. I mean, I do like the card design on it. It is pretty good. Alright, Potato, thanks for stopping by, man. Yes, it will be through... I'm thinking the overall theme is going to be like countryside. So I want to make a large windmill as the weenie on there. So that'll be pretty cool. And like some farm fields and things. So Sadre, you and your ice cream truck. It will never go away. That's the old one? Ah, well. I'll find it. Paths. So I'm gonna start it, to be honest, here, because I want to straighten this section out a little bit. Make a mine train like Flux is doing? I mean, we could. I think that would be interesting. That might be more later on. What is the smallest piece called with a grid? Are you talking about this piece right here to get the 1 meter grid unlocked? If you're talking about this piece right here, it is under the roof tiles. It's under flat, what is it? Roof trim. And it is the square tile roof ridge 1 meter. So it's this piece right here. You occasionally have to replace it down to re-enable that 1 meter thing. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's not what I wanted. I think I want this. Okay. How close can I? There we go. That's what I was looking for. Bye, Red Concept. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, we're gonna have to do some tricks here to get this lining up, I think, a little bit better. Sometimes when you're doing pathing, it's best to start from two ends and make them match. I'm like so used to playing City Skylines at the moment that I keep pressing B to get the bulldozer out and keep messing up how things are looking. Can I get that to curve in there? I can. There we go. Compared to other live chats you've seen, this is the most calm. Yeah, my community is pretty good. Occasionally get a troll or two, but it's not really a problem here. Hello, Kevin DeVos. Welcome to the stream. Mine train like Sylv's doing the Jaguar Horn Mountain. That thing is pretty good. Keep it euphemistic. I never knew I could be a verb. It's a glorious day. Okay, so it looks like this is going to be a bit of a problem area. We're gonna come out this way, probably do a bit of a zigzag. I think would be good. Like I kind of want them to come close to this balcony again. Maybe we can fudge some of this area here because we're not really worried about the path clipping through the back per se. Tired of waiting for what? If you're waiting for the coaster, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to wait longer, but I mean, there's really nothing I can do. We're not there yet. Bye, Ashton Production. Thanks for stopping by. Do you travel or like to travel much? Or are you more like a turtle? Just want to lay low for a while. I'm not quite sure what you mean, but I would love to travel. I just don't have the time nor funds to do such a thing. Okay, so we're going to do this angle snap hard left, and there you go. The path is now over there. And now we have to try and clean this up and make it actually work. That's the hard part. We're running the queue for our Tri-Storm over here. I wanted to see if I could get a quick pass over through, you know, but we'll see. Sorry to hear that, Gavin. Okay, come on. It's my favorite roller coaster in real life. Don't really have one. I'm not like super well versed in coasters, to be honest. Why can't I select this thing? Oh, because that's the full length. If I could travel anywhere for free, where would I go? Japan. Japan's kind of totally the place I want to visit. I might go there next year. So I guess I'm technically not going for free. Did I hear the next Doctor Who is a woman? I don't want Doctor Who. But that's fine. I mean, it's an alien that kind of swaps bodies when they die, so that can be cool. What made me buy Planet Coaster? I don't know. I just think it looked good, to be honest. You're new? Well, welcome to the stream, Big Blue. You attack the attacker 456 subscribe. Thank you so much for that. Okay, let's, Do you find doing gray box outlines for your buildings and then placing the building over them instead of deleting them makes a huge difference in performance? Well, I end up deleting the gray box. So I place the building over it just so it's in the exact same position, and then I delete the gray box. But the gray box itself usually isn't that many parts, so even if I kept it there, it probably wouldn't affect it too much. Do I like Roller Coaster Tycoon games? Never really played them, which is a problem. Actually, I need to check to see if this stair makes sense. No, it's not connected still. Okay. Q. I think it's this one. I did miss so much. But back then, I was more playing like first-person shooters like the original Counter-Strike, Day of Defeat, Quake 3. So things like that were, you know, my thing. I mean, I did play like the original Sim Tower for back in the day. I inspire you every day? Well, thank you so much. I'm glad I could assist in some fashion. First thing I do after riding coasters at Universal Studios Orlando is to come watch the coasters get built. Yep, that sounds like a thing to do. What are you guys arguing in chat now? I'm not really paying attention, to be honest. You should build an old-fashioned roller coasters in your park, like aerodynamic looping coaster. Feel old and then getting more modern. That'd be cool to do. Okay, so what should I put? This is Play Farming Sim 17, maybe eventually. So we have these two kind of corridor wing sections off to the left and the right. So what would you guys like to see in that area in general? Because I can do like some wooden kind of terracing effects, you know, very similar to what we have here, and make it look very, you know, gardening and things like that. We could do something very similar, how, you know, we just have this going across by the carousel or things of this nature. Or I can make it look more like part of this building itself. Townhouse facade? Well, like, I would do a townhouse, like another just building facade here and here, but these are like wings to like the main building itself. So have you ever seen like old, really like old mansions, probably more like plantation mansions and things in the South? They have usually a main house, a left wing, and a right wing. Usually this is like the kitchen wing. This is like the guest wing kind of thing. One should definitely be a terrace. I'm thinking this one, since we're not zigzagging through it, can be the terrace and more garden section. And then this one might be a little bit more normal. What do you mean something wrong? I'm not quite sure about that. Everything seems normal on my end. An art corridor on the right side? Well, it is outside though. Like it would need a roof and stuff. A skywalk? Like a skywalk would be cool, but I need to keep the path low to the ground in general. Unless you want me to just run a balcony across here. Oh, hey, Geekism, how's it going, man? And you're watching at work? Well, work hard, man. And I don't know why you're working on a Sunday. You shouldn't be doing that. Use billboards for the background? I would, but I try and avoid billboards, to be honest. I think if I get too used to making them, I'll lose the inspiration to use normal parts a lot. And plus, when I upload the map, they'll have to download all those images as well. So there's a downside to using a lot of those. Tell you what, let's do the wooden one first. So let's... So we're gonna do this. And you can see we really don't have much room. We're using a lot of it right here. This is kind of the end of a backstage area. This is supposed to be like some sort of cargo drop-off zone. So we'll see. The dark ride at the Asian area? Maybe. Put an archway there so people can get through. Yeah. It might be useful. Not much room. I need to change the grid height a little bit. You haven't seen a Planet Coaster vid in forever? Well, people are always making them. We'll probably do a custom one later. A lot of the times when I'm just kind of in this phase, I'm more thinking a little bit. Like, there's so much problem area here that it's going to be a bit of a rough thing. Kaylin Collins, new subscriber. Thank you for subscribing. Gonna have to try and think of a way to blend this out too. Do I like ice creams? Do I like trucks? I like ice cream. Not so much a truck guy though. Thanks, Mortar DV. So this one, I'm gonna have an angle to it, I think, just so we can get some runoff working. I'm gonna have to change this spire and try and work part of the spire into this area as well, so that's gonna be a bit of a challenge. So let's do every two. Something like this for the main beams. That's not the right color for wood at all. Thanks, How to Carry. Glad you think so. The stream is broken? Seems like people were having that thing. Have you had a go at the display sequencer yet? No, but I saw your tweet on how much you want a tutorial for one. I'll be messing with it once I probably get to working on the fireworks show. We're just gonna run a heavy beam underneath this to there. Then I guess one in the middle as well. Probably be a good thing. Build vines now? I don't know. I mean, I can't really fit a 6-second clip in there. Yeah, no. It'll... Yeah, a lot of the things with Planet Coaster or creative games in general is just like, okay, I have a full day to work on something, and I'll get about 2 seconds of it done. I don't know why you guys are saying rip stream. I have all green lights over here. So, if you're having trouble, go ahead and refresh. Thank you so much, Yuzuka Yamashita. Yeah, mobile always has a problem, guys. There's not much we can really do about that. At least in my experience, mobile has always given the stream issue. And yes, you can go ahead and blame my cat, the cat Jasper. He is a jerk, and you can go ahead and blame him for all your troubles that you're having, if you're having any. Oh, sorry to hear that, Christian. So we have this kind of going on. Trying to think of what I can do. I might end up just expanding this backstage area outwards a little bit, just so I don't have to worry about the room too much. Hashtag stream is fine. Okay, let's add some details right here a little bit. I think something fancy will suit it just fine through here. Something with a bit of a pattern. That's a good thing about these pillars. You can use them as almost just wall decorations, to be honest. Alright, so we got that. We need a support group with streamers with cats. Yeah, cats can be the bane of any good stream. Or a boon, depending on your audience. So we have that pathway kind of working its way down here. Let's go ahead and delete this stuff. Because it is pretty much unimportant. Won't really be visible either, so free to get rid of it. Come on. I love it when I can't select on certain things. There we go. I guess I don't technically need this wall either. What am I gonna do with that white wall? I might have to do some custom kind of wall work there to get that work. You're getting blocked for saying blame the cat. I'm not saying anything like that. So can't help you out, guy. Okay, so these windows are redundant completely up to there. We'll put a roof here so you can't see over that, I don't think. Okay, game autosave. You kind of freaked me out. I thought my game was crashing. Let's see. Grid size is that. If I put down the roof tile again, I might be able to actually fully seal off that wall. So let's give that a shot. That's poking through. I have to keep it rotated this way, I guess. There we go. Maybe have it under a balcony thing on the other side? Possibly. That'd be cool. Okay, so we have all this stuff to kind of clean up as well. See, this is why generally it's not good to run your queues through a building. I mean, it is, but it's just a pain to try and do a lot of the time. Let's see, I wonder if I can just get rid of this wall like that and use the rough wall in its place. That way it's not gonna look too weird. And there's a rough wall on the other side, so I can kind of use it, I think. What specs am I running? My PC specs are in the About section of my YouTube channel. So if you have questions about specs and things like that, go see there. But in general, I have a GTX 1080, 64 gigs of RAM, an X99 gaming motherboard, and an i7 processor. Wish you had patience for building like this. It's pretty fun when you have a lot of people to talk to and bounce ideas off of. So maybe start a YouTube channel. If I didn't have a YouTube channel, I would not have the patience to build like this. I'll tell you that now. I'd rather be playing like instant gratification games like Smite or you know, just things of that nature. Look, he just wants to be noticed. Like, if you guys are just saying things to be noticed, I actively ignore you. Fun fact, like, it's not that hard to do. I'd rather engage with the people that actually want to engage about the video or with me itself, because it's more fun that way. So if you just want to get noticed, then eventually I'll probably just time you out. Yay! Devil's Den Gaming, hello, welcome back to the stream. Hello, Blue Smoke 2. Welcome back. Cavan Mead. Cavan? Cavan? I don't know. Let's do this. Put this over here a little bit. Do I get any revenue from YouTube? I get a little bit. But it's really not much. I don't know why I'm using this short beam. I should be using the longer one. Am I enjoying my Sunday? Yeah, it basically just started. So, no complaints yet today. Does the pathing trick, do you guys know the pathing trick with the flower barrel works for queue lines? I need to test this. So we have this area where it's just really messy here. And so we're gonna open up the park in a moment. With this barrel essentially right underneath the surface. Along here to see if that affects how they interact with the queue. So let's, I guess, open up the park. This is always a joy to see. We're actually gonna put maximum guests on. 100% of the people leaving the park say this park was amazing. I don't want to leave. Yeah, that sounds about right. For me, the game's holding up fine. You prefer this park to Koala Beach Let's Build? To each their own. I mean, you know, they each have their certain aesthetic. I personally, I think I like Koala Beach more. The only thing they're missing is a parking lot. If I had a parking lot, then it would be super successful. I mean, just look at this thing. Could you just picture this by Koala Beach and some like resorts and things surrounding it? That'd be cool. Yes, I need to unpause the game. I'm a noob. I don't know how to play this game. We also need to turn on the rides. Probably help. Am I still making new cars each stream? Not each stream, but every so often I do. Let's see, the last car that we made was our Jeep over here. I'm just waiting for guests to pile in, guys, so that's why I'm also kind of not building. I want to test something before I continue. So we made our little Jeep. And I can't really think of many other vehicles. I know someone wants a covered Jeep variant for this thing. I think that would be okay to do. I know, like, I don't know how to play the game. I just know how to build in the game. So in reality, I am a noob. I'm terrible at the park management side. Alright, people going through here. Let's see if they avoid this corner. Okay, so these people did. That's good. I need to see it at a full queue line, though. So that'll take a moment while everyone works their way through, you know, hot cross buns. Get themselves a scone before throwing up instantly after riding this thing. I would do that, like hang things across the main street, but it's very wide, and so it might look weird. Like areas like this, it's fine to hang things across. Little back alleyway kind of sized. But in my opinion, if I were to hang ribbons or lanterns across here, it might look a little janky. Okay, let's see if they're clipping through. We have a line forming here, and they aren't. I think it actually might work. I mean, they're keeping rather in line with it. If it works with queues, that'll be insanely handy. But they're also kind of keeping too wide throughout the whole thing, so maybe this is just the natural width of the queue. So we'll see. We'll see how that works. let's see. So they're all kind of wrapping out front there. Can I make a plane that flies across the sky? It wouldn't be like moving, but I do want to have a plane eventually. Yes, that's been talked about a little bit, like one of those banner planes that's like dragging a banner across the sky, like welcome. That'd be cool. How old am I? I'm 27 years old. I was born in 1990. Like a fighter jet show? That'd be kind of cool too. I'm sure that's an option. Okay, so this is now working. I need to close these rides so everyone leaves. Yes, yes, I know we were open. This park has been open for 76 years, but please leave. We're not even close to done with it. I can't believe we're near 76 in this save. It's a little nuts. Zeppelin? Be more sense since it moves much more slowly. A Goodyear blimp hanging around would be cool too. But I mean, not even the traffic over here doesn't move either. So like having a static plane in the sky, I don't think would look too strange, to be honest. Okay, so that is essentially connected. I want to try and get the tunnel for the most part done here. What music do I listen to? I listen to mainly classic rock. I do like other things, but it's kind of rare. Do anyone go to the parking lot area? No. No one goes there at all. There is no... there's no shops or anything. Like, the path is technically connected, but they don't have a reason to go there, and so they don't. What is this? Did I use this? I think it has an arch to a window. I don't think the year count matters too much, as you can speed boost time. Yeah, I mean, that's true. Hey, well, Japai. I don't know if that's really how to say your name. I just say things and hope it works, to be honest. This is a pretty small door if you think about it. But I think it's still tall enough for them. Like, I didn't notice anyone clipping their head through. Looks like they will, so we'll just move this to the side, I think. And then I guess this gets to be moved up to the top of it. There. I think that'll work. When did I make the fountain? This fountain here? I made this during, I think, when we made this shelter for the merry-go-round. So I made this little fountain here. Do I dance? In college I did a little bit of swing dancing. But that's about it. Let's get rid of this window. It's gonna look weird if it stays here. Add a computer room for people to use? I feel like I can't click on things a lot of the time. Like, why can't I click on this? I wonder if this archway is causing the issue. Yes, I think it was. Or maybe not. Let's delete that. Come on. Get that out of there. Bit of a problem. I can't fucking get rid of it. Ha! Victory is mine. Just moved to Florida. I live 10 minutes away from Disney. Now when I walk through the parks, I inspect every detail thanks to this game. Tell my wife I can build this, and then you can build it? Well, that's good. If you can't build it, keep trying. Hello, Ethan Bemis. How are you? Welcome to some kind of stream. Suppose there's really no point in having a window there. Or here or here. Save some on part count, you could say. Zoom out a little bit. Ride the train for a moment. You love the live stream? Well, thank you. Hello, Belandra. Yeah, that looks so good. This is what people are seeing when they leave the station. Vending machines. Hello, vending machines. Brick and immersion. Are you doing themed areas or one big theme? Themed areas. So this is the European kind of theme here. The next theme is going to be kind of right along this area of the lake. And it is going to be, I think we set it on like a Mexican, Aztec, Mayan theme. We should make a log flume in the Aztec area? Totally. Because I think I only want like 3 or 4 coasters max. And there's not much room here. And I think a log flume will make sense. Beautiful building, so thank you so much. Oh, sorry you had to go, Christian. Hope you can fix it. And thank you, Joel. Yeah, the vending machines are pretty cool. I like making these things. We made them during a random stream, I think, on July 4th? They're pretty fun. I think Fog makes better kind of smaller details like this, but you know, we made this little area as well, some picnic tables off to the side, and a totally gnat safe campfire fire pit thing. But hey, you know, that's what you get. The Aztec area screens for a dark ride theme like a temple. It does. It would be cool if I can get the log flume and dark ride to interact with each other. Or the log flume can be the dark ride. In essence. Please build some ATMs. I do need some ATMs. I don't think I have one in the park yet. Yeah, it doesn't need to be safe. That's what the first aid stall is for. I think the first aid stall is in this building here. So right beside it. I actually need to make the pathway go through here. So we'll do that. And something like that, I guess. It's actually the only building so far that the door isn't open and you can't see inside. Something I might want to look at later. I don't know if Planet Coaster has drop towers, though. They do. I mean, they just have standard kind of flat ride drop towers. Let's see, where is it? Probably in the Thoroughred section. Is this considered a drop tower? I think so. Thank you, Emily. I'm glad it's your favorite. It's my favorite too, because I'm building it. 1, 2, 3, and copy this directly to the other side. Hello, Troy. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. How many coasters will they park? 4 or so, probably, at most. Put some flags at the entrance. Like I can only handle like so many suggestions at once, man. Like you're just like banging them out. Like I need to focus on finishing this area so that this week we can actually get the train station built. And if I can't do that, then you know, the next episode will be finishing up this plaza. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff I need to build and work on. I have a New York themed build area. Maybe. Oh ho, Lucy. Oh ho ho. Oh, the jokes. Okay, so we got that and this and this and this and up till there. Family friendly? Ah, never said my channel was family friendly. What kind of things am I going to put inside the buildings, inside the queue line? Boy, you know how to ask the hard questions, don't you? I have no idea what I'm going to be putting in there, to be honest. Need to go eat for a while? Okay, well, have a good one. We'll be here. Come on. Please, just let me click on the thing I'm looking at so that I can actually make progress. That would be great. Oh no, this is another one of those windows, isn't it? Alright, let's just get right above it, select all, and remove it. How am I doing today? I'm doing alright. How are you doing? You're new and you like asking questions. That's fine. I enjoy questions as long as they're relevant, I guess. And relevant to me because, you know, it's all about me. Not all about you. All about me. Good to hear. Glad you're doing fine. What is my home theme park? The theme park closest to me is Busch Gardens. Over in Virginia. Yeah, we're definitely going to need to add some backstaging, large kind of white boxing elements back here, just to get rid of this thin element. I don't really like that. So this will probably have to be extended out a little bit, I think. Yeah, I know the Eifling. It's the park the Planet Coaster meetup went to. I could have gone, technically, but not something I really want to blow a whole bunch of money to go to be honest. If it was closer, totally. Have I been on Griffin? No, I haven't been to Busch Gardens in probably 10 years. Actually, probably longer than that. Probably more like 13 years. Last time I was there, the Big Bad Wolf was still there. Loch Ness Monster. Apollo's Chariot. And I think those were... Oh, Alpengeist. Those were the 4 coasters that were at the park. Show the whole park in one shot. Okay. So this is the whole park currently. It's from the entrance and ticket booth area to the front plaza square with some shops. In all of our shops, as you guys know, we've been working on the interior of them. Usually that's what these streams are for, but I wanted to get progress done on the last flat ride. So, you know, between that restaurant there and then our bar up top, displaying our new park logo that a fan made, which is amazing, and I'm so happy to actually have one. It's way better than something I could make. So, thank you for that. You guys are awesome. But yeah, I like the pub. The pub's pretty cool. And the nice thing about that logo too, I don't know how many people saw it or not initially, but you can put them on the side of the truck. So we can have an Alpine Odyssey supply truck, which is pretty cool. We might make some smaller ones for the maintenance crew. Like I might put them on the hood, to be honest. In fact, I'm gonna do that now. See, this is how you get distracted in Planet Coaster. You just kind of go from thing to thing. Let's see, how close can I get that in there? Image is going to be Alpine Odyssey logo, and of course it's upside down. Might need to use the billboard over the TV probably. Is the 2 meter really the smallest one? Like, this is the thing with Frontier. Like, they give us such great stuff, and I absolutely love all the billboards. But we kind of needed a normal kind of size billboard in place of this TV. We could have had the TV, too. Set this in to there. Nope. Just need. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it'll work for the truck. That's kind of a shame. It works for the large truck just because of the color actually matching, and it's not glowing. It's not backlit like the TVs are. Okay, well, that test is over. When I'm gonna build my first roller coaster in the park? Soon. Soon we will be building our first roller coaster. Also, try not to ask the same question over and over. I may miss it, but I'd rather chat and not be spammy. Okay, window flower boxes. They are great for little small things like this. Next coaster in this stream? No. No. The first coaster will be built probably in about a week or two. That is when we'll start the coaster. And the coaster, I don't know how long that's going to take me to make. No idea. Okay, so this is coming together. You know what? Let's just copy the motif from the front to the back and just make this a wall. We don't need it to be, you know, windows or anything like that. It's essentially just a wall back here. Let's line that up to the bottom, probably. Had to leave? Aw. Well, have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. Did you miss anything good? I think the whole thing is good, so really, you probably missed an hour and 7 minutes of good stuff. But if you just joined, we showed off the logo for the park. We have one of those now. That's probably, in my opinion, the favorite thing so far. But we've just been working on this thing. Flower parts are now part of the garden car. I mean, they are. Like, the garden car is back here. It's got plenty of flowers in the back. Shovels, pickaxes. You wanted to do a logo for the park and forgot to? Well, how about you just make a logo for the coasters? Because I can't do that. Tell you that now. Am I doing any interior this stream? This is considered interior work. And I have to do all of this stuff for the queue. I use some building references, like this building in general. There shouldn't be gaps here, but it's based off of... Crap, now I'm forgetting. Roderick Castle, I believe. I don't know, it's actually based off a castle in Denmark. So that's what these buildings are based off of. And Google Images, you know, help me make a lot of these buildings. But they're not quite exact copies or things like that. Things are changed to make it work in Planet Coaster. You're a professional graphic designer? Oh. Ugh. I'm sorry. Like, I had the opportunity to take those classes in college, and I'm pretty sure every single one of those students were miserable. So I stuck with painting. Painting is life. I think that's going to be the best thing. But hey, glad you're a professional graphic designer. Let's stick this in here there. Oh, web designer? Oh boy, you're just doubling down on having to deal with people and their wants. Thanks for the answer. The build looks amazing. Well, thank you for liking the build and hanging out during the stream. Okay, so we have this type of effect going. Let's find ourselves that window to use here. You have ice cream, you win? You do win. Ice cream is the lifeblood of any good weekend. Painting is live and you stopped to art some time ago? Well, don't know what you're getting at with that one. When I use up the current plot for the park, will I use a new one and pretend it's part of Alpine Odyssey? No. Nope. This is going to be a fully contained park by itself, so it's... Okay, so I can't click on those. Let's try from the back side, because that's how this works half the time. So what will the queue lines be for? The queue line here is for the ride that's behind me. Yeah, so it's for this right here. It's out front. We're gonna have some fountains, I think, along here. Some garden things. What do I have in mind for the roofing? Roofing over what? Over this side or this side? This is supposed to just be more of a retaining wall. It's not gonna actually have a roof. In fact, it's gonna have some crown molding over it. Because it's supposed to kind of just end. So I was thinking doing this, coloring it the same color. Like so. Grab this really tall variant. Scoot it back. Like this. Alright, thanks for stopping by, Miner Boy. It has no windows. You can't see through it. It doesn't have windows. To me, these are like stone kind of details. Doesn't it feel kind of empty this way? Yeah. Yep. It's kind of supposed to at the same time. Let's see. Fence. Don't get me wrong, there's plenty of details that I can add to this thing, like... If I can copy this over here correctly, we need green. Because that's the color of all the metal we've used so far. Like, we can put this on here. Just like that. You called them windows? Because they are in the window menu. They're not actually windows. They're technically arrow slits. But yes, I understand. I goofed. I done goofed. Like this one, we can color this green. This just barely showing through here. I don't like that green color. The material type's super important to consider in Planet Coaster. If something is of a very flat, matte type material, it colors completely different than everything else. So you can see, there's detail that you can put on these things. And voila! The top looks a little bit more fancy, doesn't it? So... I like it. By the way, could you make those fountains you plan to build with the size with the French style to keep the European blend? I don't know really what a French fountain looks like, but I can look that up, sure. And see if I like it. Ba 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 ba. Can you connect that little thing on the top you just made connect to the buildings? Yes, I was going to. So. Oh, didn't select the lower one? There we go. I'm doing well, Slimeball Gamer. How are you doing? Welcome back to the stream. You gotta go? Well, thanks for stopping by. Yes, yes, yes. So let's go ahead and connect this here. Flip this around to the other side. And just like this. Top of the morning to you? Well, I'm not Jacksepticeye, but top of the morning, I guess. There. So now it's connected all the way around. Alright, have a good dinner, Stereotype Gamer. Let's zoom out here a little bit. I'm probably just going to copy this to the other side, and I'll replace the upper lattice with probably just a balcony. Just so they're similar but different. Oh, you're leaving now? I feel betrayed. I feel completely betrayed. Everyone's abandoning the community. Okay, let's do this and this for this little corner detail, because I build things like this like a crazy person. Well, then I'll continue to watch the stream, as you should. I didn't say you could go. You need to ask permission. The other side could be 1 or 2 floors connecting the 2 buildings. Maybe. Okay. Thanks, Phenomenon Studios. Glad you like it. I like how this spot of green is what's tying everything together. So like the roofing down to here to the trim across here. And that's really the thing. Forcing his views conformed? Yeah, no. Like you guys are stuck here forever. When I lose a subscriber, I basically hunt them down and give them the what for, and then they resubscribe. That's how it works. Now, my only concern, actually it's not a major concern, but it's an interesting point to consider. I'm trying to make sure that upon the top of the lift hill, I'm not seeing too much of these backstage areas. So I want to try and keep it minimal. I'm fine with seeing a little bit of it because, you know, you do, and it's part of being in a theme park. So I kind of want to gauge how tall I want my left hills to be. I think this is probably the tallest point on this coaster here. So that's something to consider. Flowers on the flat ride. I think they are part of another building. Not sure. I mean, this is a separate building. This is a separate building. Separate building. Separate building. They're just the backdrop for this ride. Yeah, I could add some really big trees. Yeah. Is Uther Spooderman? That is the question. No, I'm actually the tick. Yeah. Now you know. And if you guys know who the tick is, then you might be old, like I am. Am I gonna create a cover for the ride? I thought about it, but no. This one's gonna be open. Because if I cover this, it's gonna really block the view of everything else. Because the arms lift up. The carousel's fine with blocking the view. Because it's more about being in this enclosed space with the lights and the immediate garden surrounding you, not so much looking off in the distance. I find these type of rides to be more focusing about the whole area itself. Can I put lights behind the windows so they shine at night? Nope. It doesn't work, sadly. Wish I could. Okay, I think that is a completed backdrop, you could say. So let's... my PC specs are in the About section of my YouTube channel. But I have a pretty good PC. So your miles may vary. Okay, so obviously some things are going to have to change from the left and the right side. In fact, a lot of things are going to have to change. Isn't really lining up at all. Anyways, let's get rid of this lattice. You won't be needing this. Actually, might be faster to copy both of these real quick. Blueprint. Name it just something random. Give it a random tag so I can save it. Cool. What mods am I using in City Skylines? About 900 mods that I can't really name off the top of my head. Where is it? What the heck did I copy to make this abomination? Huh. Alright, well, let's try this again. My blueprints. Test. How did I copy that car? What else did I how did I get this thing? Please go away. Okay. There we go. That is more correct. So able to copy some more information, I think, doing this. Stitch this together a little bit. And there we go. It's not quite the same, but it'll have to do, I think. Okay. I think that looks pretty cool, don't you? I think it does. So we will now get rid of the lattice again. It just would have been faster doing that than trying to remake the pattern on the back and making that match exactly. And, you know, want to try and use copy and paste where you can. Sorry you're late for the stream. You're fine. Can't really be late for a stream in my opinion. What are these a part of? Come on, let me click this, please. Click. Click. Click, click. Ah, got one. There we go. What am I doing? We are working on the queue line that goes through this backstage area of the TriStorm. Raptor is streaming right now? He streams a lot. So that's not a surprise. Show nighttime. Okay. There's not a crazy amount of lighting yet. But I can show you what we got so far. So this is currently how it looks at night. I think it looks pretty cool. We got plenty of little lights around the area. This is not lit up at all yet. A little bit of our fountain. And then, of course, the parking lot ever glowing in the distance. You got this yesterday for your birthday? Great. Let's turn this back to 2 in the afternoon. Yeah, I want to do that. I want it to either come down off the roofs themselves or shine up at them. But we'll see. Are there any other ways to make the pathways roller coaster? I'm not to the point of making a roller coaster yet. Sorry. How do I comment on Raptor's stream when I'm streaming? I haven't. I'm not there. I'm not watching it. So, as far as I'm aware, I didn't. Unless you're watching a replay of the previous one. Which you could be. The curse of these windows. No one should be using my account. Let's see. Scrolling through. No one has commented on Retro Scream using my name. So, at least not his current one. This redundant stuff. This one too. I think we can keep that there. It's not doing anything. Yep, back at it again with the Planet Coaster. Let's see. Sirens, yep. Living in a city. I don't even hear them anymore. Yeah, I know you guys can't wait for a roller coaster, but you're sadly gonna have to. Okay, so what point? It looks like right here. Do those look darker to you? No, they're the same. Maybe it's just lighting. When you release this park, is it okay for me to release an optimized version? No. Sadly not. You can feel free to optimize it for yourself, but re-releasing someone else's park? No. That's a redistribution in my eyes, a little bit. Like, I've had people download a thing I've made, put it into their park, and then claim they've built it before, so I just avoid that situation altogether the best I can. Everyone who is asking for a roller coaster makes me not want to make a roller coaster. I'll tell you that right now. Have I done a tutorial on Planet Coaster for controls? For the controls, no. For building basics, yes. So if you want to know, like, some basic methodology to make something, yes. I feel like everyone has to get dinner. Like, am I the only one here from America half the time? I swear. You love how the park's turning out? Thank you. Yeah, no, it's basically going to turn into the hardcore running of Half-Life 3. You're from Turkey? That's interesting. Yeah, everyone who plays Planet Coaster is Dutch, it seems, half the time. From the UK, America, Canada. Yeah, a lot of time and effort has gone into this. It's worth it though. Like, if you guys weren't watching, I probably wouldn't be building it. I'm re-smoothing that path out a little bit there. Okay, so we're pretty much at a crossroads. To be honest, I kind of want to keep doing a lattice effect here. One, because it's easier. Two, because connecting these two buildings, I don't know if I'll like that. I'll like the fact that it's asymmetrical, but this building here is already making the right side rather asymmetrical. Decisions. I know, it looked good. I also don't want to do it. Well, let's take a look to see what this entails. Okay, so that. Main problem is these buildings are at a different angle from corner to corner than what I did down here. So there's going to be a slant. That's annoying. What's my favorite game? I don't really have one. I really enjoy Smite Arena of the Gods, though, so you could almost consider that my favorite game. How do you quick select? I just hold control and left click on them. There's gonna be like fountains and gardens out front, I think. Yes, because that is based off this place. So congratulations, you know where this is from. Let's get rid of this. It's not needed. Hello, Ben Wright. Go through here. Alright, taking a look at this. Thought it would be Planet Coaster. It's my favorite game. There's so much detail. Planet Coaster for me is almost a job at this point. I don't really play it to relax anymore. Because, you know, when you have almost 19,000 people being like, hey, you should make this and this and this, and then you're worried that you're not going to do a good job, you know, there's There's some bad things to being a YouTuber, I guess. How much longer am I gonna be alive? Or live. I think I meant live. Not sure. Okay, so that is gonna be the final version there. Well, thank you. I'm glad you guys think so. But usually I stream until I get hungry. That's usually the cutoff point. I can't really say when or where that happens, but sometime along the way, it's been known to. Let's do that and that. Based on this ride, I think I know your answer, but what do you prefer? Disney-like walkthrough queues or basic snake-like style, and why? I have no preference. It's fancier to have something walk through a building, and I enjoy buildings that are interactable. But like a standard snaking queue, if you put like a covered thing over it, it looks just fine. So, both are fine. You need to go for real? Okay, Sonic325, thanks so much for stopping by, as you always do. Okay, window. This. I need to figure out what color this is again. Pop. In fact, I guess I can just do this. Okay, so we got this here. Let's align these windows to these pillars. I think that would be a good centralized location for them. Find a door. What door did we use? I think we used this door. Yeah, make that come up to there. Windows. Maybe trade those walls for arches and make it kind of a breezeway walkway. Well, it just looks, it would be, I think, weird to have an open walkway and an open walkway above it. Like, this is technically the breezeway. At least, how I would see it. Okay, well, thanks, Gyro Tool, for breaking again. Had to do everything by hand. Okay, so we got this here. And here. Okay, so there is that. Let's grab some rough stone. I want to lower this front a little bit. There we go. It's your birthday? Well, happy birthday, Connor. Uh... May have a bit of a problem. I don't know. Well, I guess I can just custom make the roof again. That will be fine. Why can't I select you? Thank you. Y'all just hanging out and talking about cars? That's fine. I mean, it's just funny. Especially since no one's brought up the Firebird being the best car ever. But, you know, whatever. That's okay. To each their own. Okay, so we have that, and that. Let's copy this here. Rotate there. Hey, that's fine. I'm just happy to make a place where people can come, hang out, talk about their interests. I think that's pretty cool. Now I'm talking old Firebird, like 69. 67 to 69. Good Firebird. What do I drive? I have a 2004 Toyota Camry. With like 190,000 miles on it. It's been around the block a little bit. Yeah, 1969 Pontiac Firebird. And if it doesn't have the giant painted bird on the front, then I don't want it. Pretty much. Toyotas last forever. Like, let's see. Sorry, I'm looking up something right now. Actually, I might actually prefer the 67 Firebird, to be honest. I mean, just like, look at this car. It looks gorgeous. I would want the bird on the hood, but the car shape itself, it's amazing. Looks almost like a Chevelle. So just that classic kind of muscle car feel to that. And then let's see, 1950. And then this would be my motorcycle of choice. It's a 1950s BMW. It's, in my opinion, my favorite motorcycle. So, those are my two dream vehicles right there. Okay, so we got that. No, I don't think you did. Okay. Rough. I need to convert this to a 1 grid tile. Enjoy. Can this just be put in the options already? I'm tired of having to place these things like everywhere. Actually, what am I doing? I have this made. Right? I think so. I think this is the same thing. So, hold on. Bup. Split. Rotate. Slide into place. I mean, I do prefer old things in general. I like to think I was born in the wrong era a little bit. There we go. And then need to have this. Question: when building a park like you do at the moment, how much is imagination? How much is something you've seen at some point in your life? How much is reference material? It's pretty much 33% across the board. So everything that you've seen in your life is going to be driving your imagination to some degree. Google Images, also, you know, you kind of store what you've seen there and reuse that. So, you know, there's a thing called like your visual library, which is your ability to draw from things that you have seen before and change it in subtle ways to make it something more unique. So the more you have a visual library built up, the more you are able to kind of create things from memory and change things and make it look like you made it yourself. But in reality, it still comes from something. So it's kind of a... it all just goes hand in hand, really. Okay, so there is that little thing there. That looks pretty good. Yeah, no problem. Let's do something fun. We're gonna take this completely off the building. Shear off 99% of it. Select it, split it from the building, rotate it. Put it here, take a look at it. Okay, we're gonna trim some of it off. The areas that we don't need, the top is one, that's another there, and we don't need all these elements here. And then just slide that into place. Like that. Cool. You say elements a lot? Yep. Probably. I say a lot of things. I should save. I should save right now. Alpine Odyssey save. There we go. We are saved. Let's go over here. Yeah, I've built a whole parking lot and lost the save. It was a terrible day. When did that happen? Okay, so there's your kind of asymmetrical look. The right side's super heavy, the left side gets a little bit different. Do I have a face reveal? Kinda. I mean, there's 2 videos with my face on YouTube. I even posted a picture of me on Facebook. If you search for it, you can find it. It's not like labeled as a face reveal. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I'm just a long-haired, weird-looking gay dude. So, woo. Let's copy this back here. Okay. So I think for now, we're not going to get into getting the interior completely detailed. I think I would rather save that for later. So what we'll probably end up doing is moving on to something a little different for a bit. Let's see, does that poke through anything? Nope. When I say not, you say nat. Yes, I know. I say nat. It's a thing I do. I haven't figured out why though. But it's also not my concern. So all the pathways are essentially hooked up. There's no clipping directly in the path, which is good. So, yeah. We'll have to detail out that full interior here at a later date, which will look pretty nice. For now, we can kind of focus on getting this fountain thing kind of set up a little bit. Now the fountain, I'm going to center off this exit point. In fact, I might rotate this exit point to here, even though it's going to bug me that it's not central to the main path, but I think it'll be necessary. Why can't I place there, move exit. Am I ever gonna go back to projects that I had in the past, such as the Elite Dangerous project? Probably. Well, actually, no. I don't want to say that because that's just gonna set me up for a disaster. I would like to. I don't know if I will. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. Is this usually how detailed my builds are? Yeah, pretty much. Like, we go to my Steam Workshop, you can see what we have there. Let's see here. Web browser. Maybe not. View Community Hub. There we go. This is probably what I want. View my profile. Workshop items. So I have a few things in here. If you guys want to see some cool stuff. Wow. How long ago was this? Been forever since I've loaded up this park. Hair Temple Island was something that we made before this one. So that one's super detailed. I think it's 180,000 pieces. You know, Hard Rock Cafe, made one of these. So every video that I've made previously, I generally upload that build to the workshop for people to hopefully use in their own parks. What recording software? Streaming, OBS. Recording, I use Mirrorless Action. Eagle Point was cool? Yeah, Eagle Point was cool. That was a lot of manual placing of rocks, is what that was. Let's see. So you said to use a French fountain. For these things. It's funny that people say use French fountain for the front when this is technically kind of like a French fountain. I just added this little roof thing on it. But for what I'm looking at in Google, how do you balance detail over graphic stability? Do you just keep adding stuff until... Yeah, I pretty much keep adding things until the game breaks. Whether I finish or not is kind of up to the game. You use some of my stuff in your park and make some of the stuff you make look like crap. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, but hopefully you can learn from my builds. Like, take it apart, change it. That's how you get better. So I'm happy you use it though. I'm just looking for reference images, guys, so I'm sorry I'm not moving around a whole lot in the game. Do you think people who made Planet Coaster admire you? I don't think they admire me. I think they appreciate my builds, but there's plenty of other builders that they really like too. Here, let's, while I'm looking at this for a moment, you guys will get a little bit of a fireworks show to look at, just because I'm looking at reference images. So you guys can watch that for a bit. Okay, let's see. I need some fountains. Some cool fountain designs. Oh, I'm glad you found it useful. The gray boxing building style is it's super basic. It's a great way to start learning your way, and then when you get more comfortable, you can kind of abandon it. fountain garden, I guess. Okay. Let's keep looking through here. Found your channel through the Rudy collab. So I'm new. Anything you recommend I check out? Go check out the Korra build series. I think that was a fun one. This is actually not a park at all. It's a rebuild from The Legend of Korra. I made all of Air Temple Island. Recreated that. Should make the fireworks show an ice cream truck. Maybe. Let's see. What do we got? There we go. I think this is kind of what I'm looking for inspiration here. I do like the fireworks, guys. Like, this is actually where the fireworks show is gonna take place eventually, so you're gonna get kind of this site throughout, even from the parking lot, which is cool. So that's something to consider. Okay, let's switch this back a little bit. Go to a build. Now see your park run with people going in it. Sure, we can open up the park again for a little bit. Eventually, can you review stuff off the Steam Workshop? I don't like doing that. Not because I don't like people's builds or anything like that. I don't like doing that because it's almost like taking advantage of someone else's creativity for me to make a video upon. At least that's how I view it. So, I don't really like to... Because I'm an artist myself, I don't like the idea of, oh, I'm going to pay you an exposure. That's not how that works, in my mind. And it's a little bit of a dickish move to make a YouTube video and monetize it off someone else's thing. And plus, yes, there's already people that do that anyways. Have a good one, Slimeball Gamer. There we go. Do I know Dragast? I've seen a few of his videos. I haven't talked to him, no. So I know of him. Never played him. Okay. Let's see. So I want to make kind of this low cobblestone type wall going around this place. Do I look at reference photos for most of my builds? For a lot of them. Some things I don't have to. But if I'm kind of not feeling quite good about an idea, I will take a look at some references. What did you miss? Not much, really. We've just been expanding upon the details, combining these two buildings up, making this a solid facade. So it looks pretty good. Now we are making a design here. Okay. You would love to do a Planet Coaster collab project if I had the recording software. Yeah, I mean, that could be the tough thing. Call the flat ride Buns Crosser. Can you get a Hoya? No. No Hoyas to be found here. Okay, so we need this. Yeah, I think that was before they increased the part limit. I could be wrong about that. But I enjoyed making the Hard Rock Cafe. It was pretty cool. We needed to make the guitar a 6-string rather than a 5-string, or actually it's only a 4-string. So there's some problems with it. Yeah, I had the exact minimum kind of that I could get away with there. I wanted it to have a full interior, to be honest, but it didn't come to be. How about a Bavarian beer garden in your park? I think it might fit the theme. If I had room, this doesn't have enough room, and this road ends here. No more buildings here. Like, this is all the Europe section, so I just don't have room. Kind of a shame. We have a bar, though, guys. So, like, you can get your beer up here in our pub. Hang out, as people do. It's on the 2nd floor. Actually, no, it's on the 3rd? No, 3rd floor? I guess, technically, of this building. By the way, again, Alpine Odyssey logo is made. Thanks for the person who made it. Looks pretty good. Really good. Is the building supposed to be like a hotel? Nope. It's just an enterable location. So, sorry, I'm trying to find the best building I can for something here. Will there be hotels? I want there to be. It's kind of a minor detail, to be honest, so it's a little hard to plan that out. People running around, enjoying themselves. Okay, so other than that, let's try and rough this up and make it not quite as clean. Did anyone see the modeling layout Star Wars Land at Disneyland? I saw a glimpse of it. I haven't had a chance to really look at it yet. So the reason I am adding these kind of rocks at the bottom is so that it looks a little bit more like a hand-gathered cobble wall if I do this. You don't like my rocks? Well, that's rude. Alright, I'll place this stuff. Just like that. Just a little bit of a detail. I don't know how much it's really going to add to it, to be honest, but we'll see. Maybe along the top a little bit, too. You know, just sticking out. The jokes are real. Alright, so we got this. I mean, I could just make this a solid, like, handmade cobble wall. I mean, I've done it before. Dun, 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 dun. Running out of pieces to place. What am I working on here? I'm working on a little wall. It's gonna surround our flat ride. Here. So I'm just adding rocks to it to make it look a little bit more hand placed rather than the rough stone wall that is here. Did the worker just start singing the whirly rig song? I think he did. It's kind of neat. I think the pillar could be a bit darker. Yep, I agree. Agree as well. In fact, we're gonna add some color to it too. Just a hair. There you go. In fact, I'm gonna also lower it. It shouldn't be that much taller than everything else. Hi, Katie Norris. I see your chat. I'm a really good singer. I can sing I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston. Perfect. Well, start a YouTube channel. It might be you, Steel, because I am perfectly fine on my end. I feel like this wall is too high. You know what? I might just end up making a cobblestone wall myself. I think it will just look better. So we are going to add our wonderful, handy-dandy little pillar piece in here. Just like this. What's your favorite coaster in this game? It would probably be the hybrid wood coaster, because it can do things a steel coaster can, and I just love the wooden supports. After this, can I start making vehicles? I don't know. Are you going to ask for another ice cream truck? Like, if I make another vehicle, you're just going to ask for an ice cream truck. Do I like roller coasters in real life? It's been a long time since I've been on one. But yeah, they're pretty cool. Hello, Sade Pierce. Have I been to Cedar Point? I think so. Have a truck that sells things, especially an ice beverage. Sounds awful like an ice cream truck. How often do I play this game? Too much. Pretty much feels like every day that I'm getting a little burned out, but it's okay. I help if I actually turn on the rides. Eventually I should build a ride like Griffin at Busch Gardens. I mean, I made the Loch Ness Monster. Did I already reveal the Alpine Odyssey logo? Yeah, but I can go take a look again. So, it's this, right here. This is the logo for Alpine Odyssey. You can put it on the side of a truck. Did I forget to open the park and put a limit on it? I feel like I goofed. No, there's a limit. 750 people. Hello, welcome to Alpine Odyssey. I know you want to go into the massive palace, but it's not done yet, but go right ahead. Hello, train. I can't wait till I see people on the train. That'll be really cool. Oh no, the train will go all the way around the park. So there's going to be 3 stations. There's going to be one here. I think one here, and then one here. So they're not going to be a train station in every zone, but there's going to be a train station kind of all the way, kind of spread out around. I just built this train so I could get the supports built in a good fashion, make sure that's going to work, and then I'll end up changing the terrain to kind of fit it a little bit better. Oh no, if you want to see chaos, if I take off the part limit, we get 6,000 people in the park, and that's true chaos there. This is nothing. Bye, Sasadre. Have a good one, man. Yep. 6,000 people with 2 rides and a few shops. That's how much decoration we have put down. It's my favorite type of food. I love Thai food, like curry. To be honest, it's probably that. Do I know Sasadre in real life? Nope. He just comes by to so many streams. My favorite part of ice cream? It tastes good. Especially if an ice cream cone. Hello everyone, yes, yes. I didn't see the cop. I know we probably have a delinquent problem. Is anyone in here? No one wants to come to Hat's Fantastic. Oh, maybe they do now. What would you like to see added to improve dark ride building? I don't know. It's been so long since I've built a dark ride that I'm not a good reference point, I don't think, for that question. I could probably answer it after I make another one. Check back later, and I'll have an answer for you. How did I make those clothes? Well, you get a loom. You're gonna have to get cotton. I'll show you in a second. One moment. So the clothes are over here. So this is how I made the clothes. So it's one of the banners for the arm sleeved areas, and then a vertical one for the drapes. Made little clothes racks for them. A circle variant as well. I mean, they're way too big, but there's not many things that are small in Planet Coaster. Will the entire ride plaza be finished today? No idea. To be honest, doubt it. Do a live Q&A? I believe that's called live streaming. You guys can ask me any question you want. And I can see about answering it. Like, you can make a more accurate, I guess, t-shirt look in terms of shape with the simple art objects, in fact. I did some tests with those, but they don't have the pattern of cloth, which is a big problem. Or my real name? Alex. That's my real name. Where did the name Uthers come from? It is from my days of playing World of Warcraft. So Uther being the paladin, I made Uthris, which was supposed to be kind of his son. I wish you could change the textures to simple shapes. Yeah, I agree. I think that would be cool. Yeah, I mean, Uthris is a weird name. In fact, it's not even a good YouTube name. Like, it should just be like Uthris Gaming, or click my name for views. You know, things like that. Nope, never been on one of those, don't know what they are. Sorry. I'm not much of a theme park enthusiast, to be honest. The simple shapes, it depends on how you use them. What's the name of the main street, or is it just self-titled? I'm terrible at names. Really, the only name that I really came up with is Alpine Odyssey. There are 2 restaurants over here. They don't have names. So like this place down here, no name. The bar, no name. Clothes store, no name. Clock, Looney Balloon store, no name. The only thing with a name is Hot Cross Buns. The cafe. I'm the only YouTuber that does not use clickbait. Yeah, I mean, clickbait works. Like, I understand why they do it. I don't like it really either. Do you know if any Steam games like Planet Coaster is downloadable for free? No. Though if you want... Well, actually, that's not quite true. There's no Steam game, but if you want, you can play the original Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 for free at OpenRCT2. In fact, it's even multiplayer if you want. And you can build things with them. Call the clock store Clockworks? Maybe. The Mac Water Coaster, it would be like a journey to Atlantis at SeaWorld? Okay, so it's like a log flume, but different. I think I know what you're talking about then. It's like that really, it's like a really wide log flume. It's not a log anymore. How old am I? I'm 27. How did me and Raptor meet? Raptor sent me a message on Steam when I was playing Medieval Engineers, because he wanted to do a Medieval Engineers series, and I was building stuff there, and he liked it, so he sent me a message. So I met Raptor. That's definitely a name. I don't know if it's a good name for a pub. A wonky donkey. Whoa, autosave. Thought the game was crashing. Have I ever been rickrolled? Yeah. Like back when it was cool to do so. Let's get rid of half of that. Favorite ride in the game? Hybrid steel wood coaster. How long until I get hungry? When I get hungry. Do you like Post Malone? I don't know what that is. Have I ever been to England? Nope, I have not left the US. Would be cool to add an elaborate iron gate at the entrance of the ride. Would be. I think so as well. Hello from France. Well, welcome from France. Post Malone is a singer? Yeah, don't know. Yeah, now that the guests have spread out, by the way, like 750 people. Ain't too bad. If we take a look. What's the wait time on this ride? 15 minutes? It's not bad. You gotta go? Well, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I really like, you can see people back there. Looks pretty cool. About to detail out all the interior. It's my favorite vacation spot. St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. Hello from Belgium. Well, hello. Welcome to, well, Europe. There's nothing inside the queue just yet. There's not really anything to show. Sadly. But it is pretty amazing that, you know, our park rating is 4,604 with 2 rides. Yeah, we have a decent amount of detail, I think. Zooming out a little bit. I mean, we still have a lot of area left to build. We'll fix the train track when we add the station. Stereotype gamer. Right now, that's just to test the curve of this bend right here. You're talking about Eagle Point? Yeah, I liked Eagle Point. That was a good one. It was tough to stay within the park count. Never heard of the game, but I might take a look at it. GG Lee. JJ Lee. I don't know why I said GG. Need more parking? Yeah, probably. I don't think the president has seen my park, so I don't think he has an opinion. I'm so good at the game, well, thank you very much. It's time consuming. But what I'm putting here, I don't know. I could put like picnic tables and things, you know, in this section here. This will be more garden heavy probably. I like the iron gate idea, though it might block the view, so I might actually just keep it low all the way around. Fountain. Build one of those stores that sells only chocolate. A fudge shop? Yeah. Can't build any buildings for your life. Oh, well, it's just practice. I've been looking at French gardens right now. Actually. So that's why I'm making this low wall. Bye, Vert News. Thanks for stopping by. You want my true opinion on Donald Trump? Sure. I don't care. That's my true opinion. It literally does not affect me. Like, everyone freaking out is just like, my day-to-day has not changed, so. Alright, well, have fun playing. Thank you, Mountain. I'll keep building along. Though I'm a little tired, and I'm getting a little hungry. Yeah, I wish you could relocate the booth, but keep the exit where it is. Well, I can. Like, if I... No, I must close the ride before I move it. Like, I could rotate it around. Scariest moment of my life? That's an interesting question. I don't think I have one. I haven't really done anything overly scary. Yeah, let's paint some textures, I guess, back here. I need to come up with a custom kind of texture brush for this whole area. Have I ever been to France? Nope. Essentially, JJ. Yeah, that's the plan. I want to. It's basically, in theory, just like Busch Gardens does. So, you know, they do a theme of a country, a theme of a country, a theme of a country, all the way around. Do I like brownies? Yes. What are the stat levels of what? This one? I mean, 2.95 excitement, 2.35 fear, 1.85 nausea. Q is about 16 minutes. Month, I guess, 156. Makes about 2,000 a month. 100% scenery rating, of course, surprising no one. Prestige is getting higher. Am I in the low gang? Nope. Make a priority pass? I'm trying to figure out where that might have to go. Like, I could make like a hallway that runs along the back and just connects right here back to the rest of them. But there's really not enough room to make a priority pass lane here. Will I be building any coasters? There will be probably 4 coasters at the park. 1, 2 log flume rides, most likely. We're going to have the train going around the whole area. We're going to have a whole metro system. So yeah, there's a lot. There's a line of grass between 2 path types not fixable. If you're talking about these two, no. Because this is a separate path, this is a separate path. They aren't connected as a plaza. I'll be covering that line of grass up. It's over here as well. But we ended up just putting these trees and some curbs essentially over it. And you can hide it. Am I gonna go for more theme or thrill? Theme, probably. So for example, this here we will probably have this medium curb separating it. So something like this and this. And I'm fine with the plaza like bleeding through a little bit here because you can use tricks to make sure they don't clip through. Like if I grab the where is it? the flour barrel thing. If I just sink them into the ground here, people won't ever walk through this thing. See? It's a good way to kind of control your pathing a little bit. It's because the path is so close together. To them, their pathing gets close to it, and they're like, ah, we can just jump that little gap. So this will be like a low garden kind of section, just because I don't want to block the thing. We'll have a little bit of, I'll probably do like some sort of almost fake gap in the road here. People probably won't take it, which is a shame. And then we'll probably do another section where we can put some taller trees. Hey, Sylph, how's it going, man? Okay, that's... And I'm still bad as before. That's good. I'm glad I haven't changed for you. Well, these are supposed to be flower beds, so they're gonna... They are supposed to be raised up. Select these, move this back a bit. Feel free to take a break. Nah, we're good. We're just doing the minor details. This is where you can kind of turn your brain off a little bit and relax. Have some good conversations with chat. No, since Sil Senpai is here, I can't stop now. I had to fully commit. So let's copy this here. By the way, I leave a little bit of the green sticking up in this little flower box thing just so I know where it is. My channel's been taken over by Silverette? No, no, no. He's always owned the channel, so it's his to do with what he wants. I mean, I'm pretty sure one of my subscribers is subscribed to Silverette, so in essence, it is Silverette's channel in a way. Can you talk to Silverette? I don't know. Up to him if he wants to answer. Okay. Yeah, surely not. By the way, Sylv, what do you think of the dome, huh? I think I channeled my inner Silverette to make the top on that one. Don't bug Silverette, guys. It's a tad phallic. Well, any good dome is just 1 foot in awesome looking and 1 foot into phallic. So yeah, I take that as I did a good job. Nah, Rudy's a great builder. Silverette, always humble. If I can speak. I can't speak. It's fine. Alright, you're just looking for attention, and it's getting a little on my nerves, so... But I've had to deal with him for so long. Can you all stop subbing me and watch Uther stream, though? No! In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and subscribe to Silverette. Let's see, let's do that. This is a weird looking flower bed, but hey, it works. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight because you're just putting flowers in there. Okay. I think that's all I need. They don't normally walk through the other area anyways. Let's see. Let's go into the fountain, I think. I feel like I need more fountain variants. Like, I wish we had like a plain fountain. Just a nice square that we can use and combine to make different shapes. I think that would be handy. Let's see. I don't know how I want to do this at all. I don't. It doesn't quite work like that, Lucy. Because I don't think there's anyone spreading the word out there. Make a custom fountain using billboards. I wanted to avoid using billboards, as I said. I wanted to make it easier to download and install and run as vanilla as possible. By the way, is anyone else having trouble with people getting stuck lately on the path? I'm getting like that way too much nowadays. I'm a billboard. I mean, I do get money from ad revenue, so I guess technically I am a billboard. Sometimes I feel like too many paths going into different directions. Yeah, I think that's a factor as well. But they get caught in weird spots. Like I think in here they usually get stuck a lot. And by our changing room, bathroom areas. They also usually get stuck like in one of our restaurants, or maybe not. Did it fix itself? Did I go to the Eifling Planet Coaster and get up? Yep, I flew all the way from America to Eifling. No, sadly I couldn't. I couldn't make that trip. All right, Ashley, thanks. Have a good one. Enjoy the movie. Can you see the parking garage? Sure. Here's the parking garage. It's the thing I'm most famous for some reason. I don't know why. But it seems like I am just a parking lot kind of person nowadays. So, you know, it's got bus stations, we got buses, we got cars. All of our wonderful car variants over here that we made as well. And the Alpine Odyssey logo, which looks great. Especially on the side of a box truck. I love this thing. This is why having fans is pretty cool. I don't know. There's so many more details to add in parking lots. Like, there's no water piping system here. There needs to be that. There needs to be proper signage on every floor. You know, things like that. Can I upload to this? Can you upload to the stream? I don't know how you would do that. How much space do I have left on the map? A lot. There is a massive amount of space left. So it is from this corner all the way up to this corner here. So all of this is usable, buildable space. And we're going to be trying to fill it up. Make the 1969 Firebird in your park? I would, but those cars are hard to make. They're very smooth and round and curved. So let's add some greenery here, probably. Hello, Tom. Welcome to the stream. Okay, simple garden-esque stuff. Like these blue flowers, to be honest. Probably the most. You missed the Elite Dangerous part? Yeah, sci-fi is not really my favorite theme, and so it was hard for me to come up with the will to continue working on it. Sadly, I just was no longer inspired. Thank you. Some nice blues and reds. And then we can think of a tree. I think these trees are my favorite. I just love the leaf color on them. So I want to leave that spot open. This spot we can kind of close a little bit. Hey, Adam got you. How are you? Am I a dog? No. A hamster, maybe. Dog, no. Smaller birch trees? Maybe for this one. Because I still want to, like, there's 3 or 4 view lines going from this single plaza, and it's hard to balance them all out. So you have this one looking down the main street. You have this one looking towards the clock tower. You're going to have this one going this way eventually, and then you have this one going, like, this direction. And so having to balance all of these at once is going to be a little tough. Oh, and you have this one going this way. That's going to see the roller coaster. What's my favorite thing you built in Planet Coaster? I would say this park, but it's so recent, that's probably why. But the Legend of Korra build that I did was probably my favorite. Oh, and I guess there's technically a final... Like, view lines, they have to work both ways for me. Otherwise, I don't think they're quite successful. So, like, looking this way has to work. In a sense, as well. And I guess all the way back here from the coaster. Which will probably be about this tall at its highest point. So it'll get you up there. But it won't take away from the other tall buildings, I don't think. Nope, not finished yet. We're just hanging out. We're building kind of the front gardens kind of stuff. Thanks, Sylph. Ba-ba-ba. Yeah, the wooden beams, kind of just right there at the edge, I think look really great. And I can't wait to have some elements going over the railroad track a little bit as well, just so there's some more More stuff interacting with the water. And then the roller coaster, I think I want to have come really close to the water as well on one side. Like dip down below the train tracks almost. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, the streams are great for seeing how we make this stuff in real time. You get to kind of see how slow this can go. Like we've been streaming for 3 hours, and all I've managed to do is combine these two buildings here, make this covering here, clear out the interior so it's ready to become, you know, detailed once we're at that point. And make our front little garden area. So it's slow going. I wonder if I can fit a pine tree here. Maybe here. I need a few more pines, I think. I've been kind of neglecting them just because I like this tree so much. I just like leaves that are yellow greens. They're very bright. Yeah, I hate that you can't remove the curbs on raised paths either. I mean, it makes sense from a casual standpoint why they keep them there, because not everyone wants to make custom curbs. But it should be toggleable. Make room for an ATM in the little hole in the cobblestone fence. We're talking about this spot here. This is actually going to end up being an entrance, so I was going to delete that and have a little bit of a seating area back here. Because really just these sections were supposed to be... In fact, this is a little far. Like, I need to go... I think something like this. And up. Thanks, Savage. Thanks for stopping by. Glad you enjoyed the stream. You're watching the stream and playing Planet Coaster? Well, we're coaster buddies today, it seems. Even though I'm not making a coaster. Okay, so we got that. Alright, need to come up with a fountain kind of design here that'll actually work. And I think we will have to... Yes, I will be adding full interior to those things. I'm going to go ahead and make a custom, I guess, fountain. I didn't want to, but there's kind of no way around this at this point. So we're gonna raise this up. We're going to color this. Actually, let's color it that green again, so it kind of ties into the ride and the roof of the building. Yeah, I would use that trick, the whole 4-meter thing, but I have a feeling that I'd rather not. It's probably totally worth it, though. When I put two things through each other, it's gonna clip really bad. Look, Silveret's totally credible. Go ahead and ask him any question. He'll answer it in full detail. At least a 5-page report. Also, go ahead and ask him in Japanese. He speaks that too. And just call him senpai. Just every question, just senpai. Do you have my permission to leave? Permission granted, you may leave. Have a good one. Thank you for coming by. And I didn't make this part of a single building. That's kind of bad. Shoot. I done screwed up. Okay, the bottom of this. I guess we could probably use this here for a lot of it. Or should I use a smaller brick? I think the smaller brick makes sense. I just love having to make this out of all separate buildings. Just to make this hug this awkward shape. Still one of my favorite views is down below though. I mean, this is truly a good measure on how much you've actually built on the map surface itself, because it's only going to render objects, not really the terrain. So you can see the tunnel from the entrance all the way to our metro station, which will eventually turn into a metro station and actually have some stops on it. Theme park, the actual roads, you can see the road lines a little bit, and the parking garage. Up to the surface we go. There we go. Caster Ghost with the gibberish. 10 out of 10. Okay, and down, and just enough to poke through. There we go. Alright, Mountain, thanks for stopping by, man. By the way, people who are leaving, 1, thank you for coming by. You're pretty awesome. 2, we do stream every Sunday, so if you want to catch another stream, you now know when it's happening. Holy shit. Okay. Hey Flux Trans, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. One, huge fan. This is kind of awesome. Two, welcome. Yeah. So we got that. You guys wanted the custom-made fountain, and now you're getting it. The terrain isn't flat here. Why the heck not? Okay, terrain. I don't think that worked. Doesn't look like it. Or maybe it did. Okay, good. We may be missing a few people as Savage Nerd, but yeah. Do this a little bit. Make sure to save before I lose the whole save file again. I'd rather not have that happen. Okay, I need to back up this save too. When the stream's over, can you guys remind me to back up the save? Because it's been probably a month since I've done that. Alright, back to this. Color it green. I think Mass Bandit was here last week. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do the parking lot the third time. No. Well, the parking lot's forever backed up, so I never had to redo that again. So, luckily, even if I lost Alpine Odyssey, the parking lot wouldn't have. But, if I had to do a third parking lot, I think I'd rather not. Okay. Here is that. Am I going to do a water feature in this space? Yes. Everyone wanted a fountain here, and there's no real good fountain assets to fit this area, so I'm going to have to custom make one. So we're making a border. We have to tile the bottom of it. I'll have to put in some sort of water effect in here. Should I even ask what NL2 is? I don't know what that is. Ah, no limits too. Okay. Thank you. So we get all this stuff here. Let's copy a picnic table from over here. Put it over in this grassy area. Where am I from? I'm from the US. So I'm from West Virginia, but I currently live in Maryland, in Washington, D.C. Thanks, Flux. Yeah, no, this whole park, the whole thing is that every building that I have, I want to have people actually go inside of it. And so every building actually has an interior. So like up here we have like a bar and all that fun stuff. We got a clothing store on the main street. We have a restaurant down here on the lower floor. We got gift shops. We got cafe shops. So it's pretty much everything. Even like a gardening shed going on. West Virginia, close to Pittsburgh? I mean, I went to college in Morgantown, West Virginia, but I'm from the Ohio side of West Virginia, so not really. Hey, Spork. I'm doing well. It's also probably why I don't have much of a West Virginian accent. Let's see if we can't get a dirt path up here. Because I want to try and make these actually usable a little bit. See if I can get it close enough to this bench or not. Maybe one of them. Actually, no, I can do that better. I'm still waiting for them to add our picnic tables that they, you know, showed off from forever ago. Okay, so I need to this perfectly straight in line with that seat, and this perfectly straight in line with that one, and then connect it to path. Then add benches. Ugh. I will get this. Even if I have to make this into a whole plaza, I will get this. In fact, that's probably what I'm gonna do. There we go. Now I should be able to place them anywhere I want. What have you missed? Well, we've been building the back of our Tri-Storm ride. We're detailing the front of the plaza now. And then once this is all detailed out, we'll move on to the train station on a little choo-choo back there. Hey, choo-choo. Look, they're using it. It's way too high off the ground, though, so I need to lower these, apparently. So one there. Actually, let's move it to the middle. It will look weird if it's not. And one here. And we're gonna lower this down just enough. There we go. Bye, Savage. Thanks for stopping by. There. Now people will actually use these. I will... Let's see if this works. There's some things that I've been wanting to test for a little bit on this. I want to use these barrels right behind them. See if that prevents them from going back there. And acts a little bit more like a curb. And hopefully that prevents them from clipping through too much. Do they avoid the barrels? Yes, they do. So like you can actually see this now. Like people's been kind of showing this off a little bit, like you can see. Walled off that whole area, pretty much. Okay, good. Someone's gonna test this. Will you sit on the bench? Yes, you will. Good. You walk behind the bench. Though it does kind of look like you're actually using the picnic table. That's good. So we have one person. They got stuck though, so I'll have to try and block that off better, I guess. We'll see. I should probably add a trash can back there though. Don't want them to dirty up the place too much. So here. I wonder if I can kind of get it at the edge of the picnic table. There. Here. There we go. Yeah, everything being 4 meters high is too big. Like 12 foot tall ceilings in a home is like a grand kind of home. So it is tough. But you can also kind of get around that a little bit since you can use the 2 meter high ones and like sink them partly into each other. Ride the train a little bit. Hello, vending machines again. Can't wait till that thing's done. Okay. So let's, I guess, try finding these billboards and seeing how this works. What's the best way to contact me other than Twitter? In the About section of my YouTube channel, there is a email address to use. And you can contact me there. So let's find... texture. Images. I am going to probably have to go into Photoshop and completely make my own water thing, aren't I? Remedy some warning signs, guests not to stick their arms out of the train because I don't think there's enough clearance for people to stick their arms. No, there's definitely not. In fact, pause. This is, it's super tight clearance. Like I'm literally rubbing the side of the train going along the whole way down. But it was the only way to get 2 tracks to go on here. And so this track is going to be basically hugging this side. It doesn't have that higher railing so that it has room. So you can see the train actually clears this lower railing here. And so the train track will be pushed as far over to the right as possible. It's also why these posts have some extra room on there as well. In fact, these might need to come out a little bit more when I make those final tests. Yeah, the fountain water, like, it's great. It just, I wish, I wish the actual, hold on, sorry. I'm losing my train of thought a little bit. I don't know what I was going to say now. What was I going to say? Oh, the lighting. Yes, so at nighttime, this whole fountain will look terrible because the lighting in Planet Coaster does not work on the SFX for water very well. So I'll need to find some sort of water animation to use here. And then we'll have to use the SFX to kind of, any areas that there's like clipping and Z fighting, we'll have to use the splash animation or the SFX to probably hide that as best as possible. But we'll see. I mean, it's an awkward shaped fountain. Animations are really PC intensive. Yes, they are. It's also why I kind of don't want to use them, to be honest. For a static image, they're not. But in actual animation, they are. Yeah. Like, if I scroll out here, I'm probably going to lag my game. Like, I'm getting 40 to 50 FPS in our park right now, and if I were to play one animated billboard, it would probably drop down to 30 instantly. I just want to see what park count we're at. And basically to show you it's more worth, to me it's more worth building in Planet Coaster using the parts they give you than trying to use the billboards too much, because I think it's a little bit of a crutch. I think they're better at using it as more of an enhancement piece than anything. Bum, bum, bum. This takes a little while. Yeah, I mean there is. So I mean the video screens in the game aren't even really high-res video screens either. They had to downscale those a lot. I'm sure you guys can find an advanced way to use them. I'm kind of stuck in my ways at this point, I guess, as well. I didn't realize this would take so long. I'm just trying to get a part count. We're at 151,402 total assets placed. Yeah, that sounds about right. So that means when we're done, if I had to guess, the park's probably going to be close to 500,000 parts. 741 total buildings, 1 track ride, and 2 rides itself. My FPS? This zoomed out, it's 60. When I zoom in, it's 40. Would you prefer having, let's say, Asian building parts, or do you find it more fun to build stuff from scratch? I think it's really fun to build your own tile set. However, it is very performance intensive, and really, we should have an Asian tile set, in my opinion. Or just more general tile sets to work off of. There we go. Finally stopped lagging. So like most of the part count is strictly from the roof tiles. Like the tile set that I made by itself is 3,000 pieces, and every building uses that tile set in some way, and so they just add up a lot. Like I mean we hand shingled each roof, offset it, and even lowered the roof by a little bit so we can get a little bit of a shadow going down from below, so it looks really good. And those time-consuming things I'd rather just have a piece for. Yeah, I think the parking lot's like 80,000, 90,000 pieces by itself. It's still more, it takes up more than this because of all the lines and the parking spots. They take a lot of little parts. Uthers is also going to get burned out still fire. So, you know, that's also a bad side of using so many parts. I'm worried about finishing the thing. Alright. I think for now, we're just kind of going to go cheat a little bit with our fountain. So make sure this is part of a building so I can change it on the fly easier. That's not what I want. Okay, so I want each strip to probably be twice as dense as before. This is another way to kill your FPS. I don't like this either. This is a terrible solution. But if my computer dies from a detail overload, you'll never finish? No. This is a brand new PC. I am going... I don't expect the FPS to get much worse than this, to be honest. Because when I'm not looking in a direction, everything still loads. So it's not strenuous. Like if I'm just looking at this, I'm getting 60 FPS. I would have thought he would have used planks. Severett still loves planks, guys. I mean, yeah, no, spending that time to do that is great. When you're not really on a deadline. Like, I try and make a video every 2 days, so it's... At that point, you kind of rather get the building done. I think I'm gonna leave that square for now. One little break of working on that. Yeah, fly-throughs, or looking at like your picturesque shots, looking at a whole lot of detail at once. That's when your FPS drops. Like, if I'm this close to the game, it really doesn't care. And guess pathfinding. Alright, you guys can go home. One, 2, 3. So with that little last flower bed, we are pretty much at the point of having the room to move on to the train station building, which is good. That's what we'll be finishing this week. My PC specs are in the About section on my YouTube channel. So you can find it there. Yeah, Silverette. Welcome to my stream. We're gonna hound you with questions about your series. Make perfect circles with paths? Well, that depends. I guess I can try and show you. So, like, angle snap is your friend. And depending on the circle, you just want to keep that on and follow it all the way around, going 15 degrees at a time. And you're gonna make a nice perfect circle. Smaller circles are a little bit tougher. I think I had a straight section in there somewhere, but that's essentially it. You just follow the marker all the way around. Okay, delete. Delete, 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 delete. Oh yeah, a single path node would have been pretty funny to do. Like, and perfect circle, just like that. Look at that. It's so perfect. Yeah, if you take your time with it, you'll get a better circle than I did. But there's that. You can also kind of do trick pieces to and get like transitional curves. I think using scenery pieces and the rotation tool to make perfect circles is the best way. Yeah, essentially. So that's what I did on the carousel. So this circle building going around this is actually just these two sides. So I marked the diameter that I wanted. And then when I rotate this at 15 degrees, or whatever degree that is measured out to be rotated in, it'll rotate into a perfect round building. And you design the tile set around that. And so, like, you know, they have a little bit of overlap, but they work. Let's select it without having to delete the parking lot. Yeah, and if you guys are ever having trouble like getting the center point in your buildings to line up perfectly, it either means like in your original piece, so say this is the example, like this is the very center of all these objects. If I were to edit this and make it asymmetrical in any way, that center point gets changed upon the center of all the objects. So you guys have to be really careful when you're doing a circle in the game. The center point of the moving tool is based upon all the objects in the building itself. And so if I were to rotate this now that it's asymmetrical, you can see that it doesn't want to do it. And so it just falls apart. And delete. Okay. Getting 30 FPS on Planet Coaster on the kind of scale Uthers and Sylph operate. I'd love to get 40 or even 60. Yeah, I mean, sadly, you just have to upgrade your PC a little bit. Yeah, no, I only build in the Alpine map. It is my favorite backdrop. I don't think there's a better one to build in. Like, if I want to make this tropical, I'll make it tropical and still use this as the backdrop, probably. Like the Korra build that we did, I had to make this whole thing into a lake and then build an island in it because that's just the only way to get an island. Will there be Matterhorn bobsleds type ride? I don't know what that is. Let me see what that is. I'm not a theme park enthusiast. As much as you guys like watch me to play Planet Coaster, I know next to nothing. Okay. I feel like I've been on this ride. It's Disneyland. I've only been to Disney World. Okay. I was thinking about actually doing something like that, like making this the Alpine part. Really like the floor tiling underneath the fountain. Yeah, I think it's important to have. Oh, or are you talking about this one? The actual working fountain. Yeah, so yeah, it's like some sort of compass rose type effect going on there. And every section has their own little bench that they can sit on. And the birds absolutely love it. They don't have legs. I sent out a message to Sam Denny, and hopefully they get on that. Well, I may, so I was thinking about making an Alpine, you know, hill coaster type thing here. But I think I'm going to change that. I'm going to change it to more of a countryside farmland type, just ground hugging thing. We'll see. I just want a giant windmill. I want a giant Dutch windmill up on top of a hill surrounded by farmland and things like that. I think that would look cool. Is the park mainly down-to-earth country-based rides or supernatural and fantasy themes? We'll see what themes we get to. The next theme we're going to is Aztec and Mayan, which will be this section over here. After that, I'm not quite sure what we're doing with that. But, yeah, the Dutch windmill will be cool. I'm also thinking, since we have a bit of water here, we might get some sort of... I don't know if I want the windmill to be a grain windmill or a lumber windmill, but we'll see. Yeah, besides the second theme, I have no clue what we're doing. After we finish the second theme, I want to focus on the backstage area a lot to get that kind of caught up and up to par, and then we'll go to a third theme. Am I going to do a Western theme? Probably. The train suits itself for a Western theme. Thanks, FlexTrans. Happy to have you here, man. I'm actually about to finish the stream. That's why I'm just more hanging out with chat right now than anything. Because I'm hungry. I've been streaming for... How long has it been now? 4 hours. So I'm going to be probably heading out. So if you guys have any last minute questions, suggestions, now's a time to do so. Oregon theme later in the park with a supernatural twist. Maybe. I don't know what Oregon theme is, really. Besides, like, Oregon Trail. But then people will just be dying of dysentery. An American waterfront area might be cool, like historic New York. Oh, yeah, that would be cool. Back up the save, back up the save. Thank you for reminding me. You're awesome. An abandoned windmill, maybe? Maybe. Pacific Northwest? Yeah. Yeah, almost everyone in the Netherlands live near a windmill. I love windmills. I think they're an engineering marvel, to be honest. Like, part of me, like, when I watch like a video of like an old windmill working, part of me is just like, I should become like a lumber mill owner and like saw some logs. That would be fun. Maybe I'll just change my channel to a homesteading channel, and we can go hang out by some windmills. What about a flat ride or coaster that's inside or around the windmill? The coaster will interact with the windmill, so the windmill is going to be the main, I guess, head piece for the coaster. So you're going to go up the lift hill to the windmill, interact with it in some way, and then down and around the countryside. Can you show what I did? Yeah, we can do a quick little thing. So what we did is we connected all these buildings up, so we have our connecting walls. It's a little bit of asymmetric kind of design. You guys wanted a upper story here, so we put that there. We have a more lattice and retaining wall like effect back here, and eventually this will be kind of covered with more plants and things. We are working currently on this custom fountain. Not quite sure how to do that yet still. Added some picnic tables that actually function, which is cool. We have some flower beds going in, trying not to block the sight lines of the main spire. And that's about it. How many parts in the park? 150,000. We just counted a bit ago. Okay, so I think that is it for me. If you guys enjoyed the stream, feel free to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. Share some love. Go see Silverette. Go bug him for Quality Beach some more. Just spam his comment section for Quality Beach or something. And thank you all for coming out and hanging out. I think it was a really fun stream. So until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.